Once again, I'm going off and I'm going to start on AEW Creative. AEW Creative and AEW men's wrestling section specifically. We already discussed, we already went through how the women's division in AEW actually is more creative and has more intensity. We already discussed that the women's division is actually better in terms of entertainment than the men's division. But now we're going to talk about the men's division specifically. Once again, I have seen another video and the theme is the same, the dynamic, everything is the same. It's just chaos, right? It's just chaos. I feel like there is no storyline. The storylines are very short and rushed, and they're just full of fights. The segments, the brawls, they're just full of that. I feel like the men's division are overdoing everything. It's repetitive chaos with no meaning. Look, chaos becomes meaningless if there is no story behind it, right? With the women's division, there's a good story, there's a good promo, there's emotions, there's not always fighting. But with the men's division, segments, confrontations, it's just fighting. You know, when you just fight all the time, it becomes a bit boring and pointless when there is no storyline, which is what it lacks. So, the women's division in AEW, the women are actually doing better than the men. And I'm not saying that's a problem, but I'm just saying, like, yo, check it out, man. The women are kicking your asses. Yes, I believe with the whole globalization of women's wrestling. I think it's already been globalized anyway. It's been globalized ever since like the Divas era started to actually win proper titles in WWE. I feel like from that point on, women's wrestling became globalized and recognized, and you know, the stereotypical image of women's wrestling, like they don't have to wrestle in bras anymore, none of that fancy diva Barbie doll bullshit anymore. You know, you got like actual tough girls like Rhea Ripley now, Becky Lynch, like they're actually like tough. Instead of being a pissy Barbie girl stereotype is gone. Now the women are actually being proper fighters, and I like that. So that's another point I wanted to add, is that the fact that women's wrestling has been reinvented, globalized, and recognized, and the women are no longer stereotyped to be a specific way. They're not stereotyped to be Barbie dolls. They're actually seen as tough, formidable opponents. I would even argue that even in the MMA thing, like Ronda Rousey changed that narrative, you know, then more female UFC fighters came into the game, and the whole idea that like girls are not just like soft, feminine, like brittle creatures.